Hi Jimmy, thanks very much for speaking to us today. And what I would like to know from you, if it's possible, is what does the main shed mean to you in Edinburgh here, McMerry?
The main shed to me is a lifeline to get company, other men's company, and where you can have a chat, you can discuss the weather, politics, religion, tell jokes, and generally communicate with your fellow men. You can discuss what work you're doing, you can give advice on what you're doing, talk to others, or even show some to others if they would like to make something. And you're sharing your knowledge. And it means that you're fulfilling an obligation you have in your life to help other people. Gradually, as you get older and you meet people and you talk to people, you become more communicative towards them. And you can share ideas, share sport, share laughter, and even sadness, when nearly 81-year-old, I've seen quite a bit of grief in my life, with friends and family. So coming to the main shed, and you get the company, and you find out that it's not just you, it's other men that's having all these, problems in life as well. You get to know about their life, and it's sharing really, and communicating. I mean, men were never meant to be on their own.
John Wilson.
And you are, age-wise?
84.
84. Does that make you the oldest man in the shed?
Yes.
It does. How long have you been coming, John?
About a year.
Have you found a big difference for you in your life since you've been coming here? And what is that difference?
Oh yes, I mean if I was at home, you're more or less just sitting in the house and sometimes watching the television. You go out to your own shed and you're standing there yourself working away, you get fed up and you're back in the house again, and coming down here it's just companionship and speaking to one another and bartering with one another.
I had a wife of nearly 50 years and we were always together, shared everything. And to lose a partner, it was a big hit for anybody.
How was your life before you came to the shed, and since you've been coming for 6 months, have you seen any differences for you?
Well, I'll start it right at the very beginning. I think that's the best place to start. I lost my wife to cancer, and I was still working at the time, and having to nurse my wife through the cancer was a big shock to my system. It was a living nightmare, and through my work I got through it. Because of my work I had a lot of work colleagues and all the rest of it, and they helped me through it. But when I retired, so working with approximately 100 guys that I seen and spoke to every day, to nothing when I retired. And I didn't realise it at the time, but I went into what I now realise I must have been in a state of depression. Now, I've always been a stick maker all my life. I went to the farm, learned how to make shepherd's crooks from the shepherd, learnt it all, done all the skills, used to win all the local competitions. And then when I lost my wife, I never went into my shed. My shed lay with all my tools and all my stuff for 6 years before I even thought about it. And what actually happened was I was down at the hospital getting a checkup, and on my way home I stopped at the wee shop down the street for milk, and I met one of my old friends. I'd never seen him for years, but I hadn't seen any of my old friends for years because I just went, I didn't go out or anything. And I met the lad, and he's come up to the house and get a coffee and have a blather. So I went up to his house, had a blather. He says, "Why don't you come to the men's shed?" I didn't care what the men's shed was, I'd never heard of it. Anyway, I came along, and it's made such a difference. It's unbelievable the difference it's made. It's given me something to focus on, and it's been really good for me. I went to my nurse for a diabetic, and I went to my nurse for my checkup, and she couldn't believe the difference in me. And she wanted to know what had happened to make me so cheerful, where before I was just existing. And it's all been done through this shed. My daughter says to me, "Look, Dad, that's the best thing that's ever happened to you. Look at you." She says, "I've never got time to come and see you now because you're never in." Where before I was in all the time.
Have you seen a change in men, the benefits of the sheds when they walk into, when they leave, and could you share a bit about that?
Oh, definitely. I mean, some of them are more outgoing, and it's more for it's the fact that it gives them a reason to get up and get out. Otherwise, they would admit themselves, some would be sitting in front of the box or just staying at home. There's quite a few of the guys that we have are widowers, and the shed has been a lifeline for them. The comradeship's terrific, and it extends beyond the shed, which is really important. And I think the benefits have been seen by carers and social workers and those who refer men to the shed. They can see a difference. And if you speak to some of the guys themselves, they'll tell you that it makes me feel great. I'm coming into a happy place, and that's important. And it means that we're achieving what we're hoping to do. The door's not closed yet. There's still loads of room yet, and it's a message we try and get across when we get visitors who ask what a shed's about. A shed is more than about guys coming in and just doing skills. A shed is about their outer self as well as their inner self, and I think that message is important. And I wish that councils and government would understand this message, that it's all about, as the saying goes, well-being. And I can't emphasise that enough.
From the early days when you started, and like you said, you had staff helping you, you can imagine that you didn't have them, or even if you did have them and there was a national association who understood the ins and outs of men's sheds and had that infrastructure to support you with, how much easier would it have been on your journey?
I think it would have been a lot easier, because as I've said to you already, we get people coming into us to see how we operate. If we had a national organisation, we could then refer people to them who would see how other sheds are working, and the importance of having a unity of sheds, not just one here or one there. Or I would love to see one in every community, but unfortunately, as any council, there's a lot of suits and ties that you've got to go through enough hoops to try and get something simple.
How would you feel about having a kitchen in there where men can learn to cook? A lot of men, go for ready meals. They've never cooked possibly in their life, and coming into a men's shed, I know in some sheds they've had master chefs. In Ireland there's 3 master chefs in 3 of the sheds, and they teach the men how to cook healthy meals. How do you feel about that?
That's a good idea. I think that is a good idea. It's not necessary in my case because I'm cooked for years. My brother's the same, he's cooked for years.
I mean, do you see like today, the men are circling up over a tea and a coffee, that in time you could possibly have had a bowl of soup as well? That men who wanted to learn this could have prepared it in the morning, learnt about it, and then at lunchtime that's there if anybody wants to eat it. As part of your shed?
Yeah, that would be an ideal situation, because I come up here at 12:30 every day. I take a lunch at 12, which is no meeting time. you know. And if I knew I could get a bowl of soup at the shed, that would be ideal for me.
And the men could make that themselves.
That's right. But I want to go there because twice a week, I would come every day of the week if I could. That's what it means. And I can do things for others. I mean, I'm showing guys how to sharpen chisels, you know, sharpen plane ends, so that they're try to, you know, work with blunt tools. You can't just do it, you can't do it. You need sharp tools. Well, also measuring, making things square. So guys, you know, last week said to me, I was using a gauge for a mark off timber. He says, is that what that's for, Jimmy? And I said, aye. He said, I never knew what that was for before. I said, that's a wood gauge. He said, I've learned something today. So, simple things like that, you know. And I always use hand tools, you know, most of the time. If I can't get into an electric saw, somebody else is using it, I'll just use a hand tool to do it. Never wait. Yeah. So wee things like that they'll pick up on, you know. So lots of guys are doing the same.
So you can mentor other men coming in and share your skills.
Exactly right, yeah. Yeah. Yes, the men's shed to me means that I've got somewhere to go where I can simply meet other guys and have a chat and a blather and just put the world to rights in general and know that nothing's ever going to happen about it because it's just what you do, you know. And it means a lot.